What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy, MrBaboon. We are recording. I had to make sure I was recording. We are reacting to. You guys ready? 10 times celebrities were held hostage. So, we're gonna react to this, you know? We're gonna see what celebrities, been held hostage, which is I'm sure is a very, I'm sure it's not a fun situation, you know. So it is, but I mean, hopefully, everyone is good. No one got harmed or anything like that during the hostage situation and everything. So hopefully that's all good. But we are gonna react to this. I'm not even gonna hold you guys. Oh, real fast. This is by Watch Mojo once again. And the link down in the description, you guys can find the original video if you guys want to watch it for yourselves. Make sure you guys like, comment, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like, subscribe, ring the bell so that way you guys never miss a video when I upload it. So, which, I mean, honestly, my uploading schedule is definitely not the best.
Yeah, life is cheap in that big country, so it was a pretty scary ordeal.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the 10 times celebrities have been held hostage.
In the tape, Kim Jong-il confessed that he had to kidnap Shin and Che to North Korea.
For this list, we'll be looking at prominent public figures who have been kidnapped and held hostage. We'll be excluding celebrity animals, like the kidnapping of popular racehorse Sugar. Which of these stories do you find the most harrowing?
That I did not know.
Let us know in the comments. Jeremy London. In 2010, Jeremy London, best known for his roles in the 90s shows Party of Five and Seventh Heaven, was changing a tire in Palm Springs, California. After some men stopped to help him, he offered them a lift home. In exchange, however, they allegedly held him at gunpoint and forced him to drive around for 12 hours.
Jeremy London said he was abducted and held at gunpoint for several hours.
London claims that during the journey, they forced him to take various drugs. At the time, he was a recovering addict. Fortunately, he managed to escape. After the incident, London's mother and brother cast doubt on his story. However, one of the suspected kidnappers was arrested and pleaded guilty.
And after London, 4 officers took the stand. They said they believe London was still
I'm sorry, I gotta say this. Why would someone lie about a situation like that? Their life was at jeopardy and everything, so why would someone lie about that? Why? I don't understand why. Who did they say? Hold up.
Various drugs. At the time, he was a recovering addict. Fortunately, he managed to escape. After the incident, London's mother and brother cast doubt on his story.
His mother and brother doubted his story, so they doubted that his life was in jeopardy, pretty much. Which is honestly just fuck. Why would someone lie about shit like that? It just don't make no sense. So we're gonna continue.
However, one of the suspected kidnappers was arrested and pleaded guilty.
And after London, 4 officers took the stand. They said they believe London was still experiencing the effects of the drugs.
Verushka Ramirez. Abandoned as a child and raised in poverty, Verushka Ramirez stepped into the spotlight when she was crowned Miss Venezuela in 1997. The following year, she placed first runner-up to Miss Universe 1998.
The first runner-up in the 1998 Miss Universe pageant is...
5 years later, however, she was kidnapped off the streets in Caracas, Venezuela's capital.
Wow.
She apparently spent 3 hours in captivity, but was released after she signed autographs for her abductors. Yes, all that for a few autographs.
What?
She was dropped off in a dangerous part of the city, but wasn't hurt in the ordeal. John Paul Getty III. The grandson of a wealthy oil tycoon, John Paul Getty III was 16 when he was kidnapped in Rome in July 1973.
Wow.
His grandfather, J. Paul Getty, was at the time one of the richest men in the world, but also infamously stingy.
No matter what it cost, J. Paul Getty could never stop making money.
The kidnappers took their prize to a cave in southern Italy and demanded a hefty ransom. At first, the family suspected it was a hoax, a ploy by Getty III to extract money from his grandfather. However, the kidnappers escalated by sending his ear in the mail.
The kidnappers sliced off the boy's right ear after his grandfather had initially refused to pay a $3 million ransom.
The elder
Damn.
J. Paul Getty agreed to pay, but only the highest amount that was tax deductible. He lent the rest of the ransom to his son at 4% interest.
Huh? What? Oh wait. Did I hear that correct?
J. Paul Getty agreed to pay, but only the highest amount that was tax deductible. He lent the rest of the ransom to his son at 4% interest. Ruben Omar Romano.
What?
This Argentine-Mexican football coach has managed over a dozen clubs since 1996. In July 2005, he was coaching the Mexican club Cruz Azul when he was kidnapped by a man named Omar Sandoval Orihuela. Romano was snatched outside the club's practice facility in Mexico City and held hostage for the next 2 months. The kidnapping drew the interest of Mexico's Federal Investigation Agency, who managed to rescue Romano in September. He actually returned to coaching just a few days after his safe return. His kidnapper was charged and sentenced to 26 years in prison. Cindy Birdsong.
Damn.
Singer Cindy Birdsong is best known as a member of the Supremes, which she joined in 1967 after leaving her band, the Bluebells. However, fame seems to have brought new perils. In December of 1969, Birdsong's neighbor and maintenance man, Charles Collier, broke into her Los Angeles apartment.
And I came home from rehearsal one day, and he was waiting in my apartment.
Held at knife point, she was forced to tie up her 2 male friends and get into her car. As Collier drove the car, she managed to jump out and was rescued by highway patrol officers. Collier surrendered to police in Las Vegas. Birdsong suffered minor knife wounds, but was otherwise unharmed.
About a year after I joined the Supremes, I was kidnapped. And that was kept very quiet because it was during the time that those Manson things were happening.
Yes.
Frank Sinatra Jr.
Damn.
As with John Paul Getty III, Sinatra Jr.'s family connections got him into serious trouble. When Sinatra was 19 years old, he was kidnapped from the Nevada hotel, Harrah's Lake Tahoe.
The horrifying ordeal of Frank Sinatra Jr. began while he was filling an engagement at Lake Tahoe.
He was held captive for 2 days while the kidnappers demanded a ransom of $240,000. Today, that's over $2 million. The entire process was conducted by payphone, and in the end, Sinatra agreed to pay up. Sinatra Jr. was returned safely, and 3 people were later charged with the crime.
I was scared, I was a little bit nervous naturally, but the only thing I could do was hope for the best.
Head kidnapper, Barry Keenan, was sentenced to life, but only served 4 years after being declared legally insane. Benedict Cumberbatch. Before he became a household name, Benedict Cumberbatch was kidnapped in South Africa. He was there filming the miniseries To the Ends of the Earth when the car he was traveling in with a friend and actress Denise Black got a flat tire. As they changed it, 6 men pulled up and forced them into their car.
You know, I kind of came to terms with mortality and dying on my own about 4 times in the space of half an hour.
After being frisked, a terrified Cumberbatch was bound and thrown into the trunk, but managed to persuade the men to let him out. While no one was injured, it left Cumberbatch seriously shaken and with a new perspective on life.
There was all confusion over PIN numbers and all that crap, so it was truly one of the most terrifying experiences of my life, and I was very lucky.
Fats Waller.
Damn.
A Grammy Hall of Fame inductee, Fats Waller is revered for his innovative jazz piano work. Early in his career, in 1926, Waller was kidnapped after a performance in Chicago. Snatched off the street, he was taken to a local hotel owned by Al Capone. As Waller was ordered into the hotel at gunpoint, he thought it was all over for him. Instead, he was brought to a party and ordered to play the piano. It was then that he realized the truth. He was the celebrity musical act at Al Capone's birthday party.
Flaming my love for you, for you.
Hey guys, Oliver Nye here. Excited to be partnering with Toyota to feature this brand new 2020.
Shin Sang-ok. Known as the Prince of South Korean cinema, Shin Sang-ok was a prominent filmmaker throughout the 50s and 60s. Unfortunately, that talent drew the attention of none other than Kim Jong-il, the son and future successor of North Korean leader Kim Il-sung. In 1978, Shin and his wife, Choi Yun-hee, were kidnapped in Hong Kong and brought to North Korea.
그러면서 얼떨결에 나도 그냥 누가 양쪽으로 그냥 해가지고 오도이 했단 말이에요. 얼떨결에 타고서.
Kim Jong-il wished to legitimize his nation on the world stage and ordered Shin to make high-quality films. Shin was kept in captivity for 8 years and ended up making 7 films for the country. In 1986, he and his wife finally escaped while attending a film festival in Vienna.
그렇게 하면 목이 달아나는 거지 뭐.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
The Israeli Olympic team. The 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich, West Germany was marred by tragedy. During the second week of the Games, the Palestinian militant organization Black September kidnapped 11 members of Israel's delegation, including athletes, coaches, and officials. 2 of the hostages were killed during the attempt. Black September demanded the release of 234 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails, as well as 2 German insurgents in West Germany.
The terrorists want hundreds of Palestinian prisoners released from Israeli jails. Nothing else will do.
Sadly, during a poorly planned rescue mission, all of the hostages were killed. Known as the Munich Massacre, it's arguably the most infamous event in Olympics history.
Friends and relatives hope that by remembering the horror of what happened 40 years ago, it will never be repeated.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo.
I do agree with the picks. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe, like the video, ring the bell, check in the description if you guys want to watch the original video for yourselves. If I'm being honest, I ain't got nothing else to say. It's just like, why? You know? Like, it's just a dumb reason. Like, but I'm out. You guys stay safe. Happiness is key. Motivation is key. All that good stuff. You guys be safe.